Pandemic has led to a 37% drop in endoscopies, a 25% decrease in MRI scans, and there have been 10% fewer CT scans carried out than expected.
We can talk about this now in more detail with clinical oncologist Professor Pat Price. Very good morning to you.
Morning.
Now, if someone were listening to those statistics, number one, they might have been slightly mind-boggled because there are a lot of numbers in there, but the picture seems pretty clear. There is a major problem on our hands. So how do you put that into some kind of scale?
There is a major problem, and it's quite sad that I talked to you a year about this, and we warned about this.
So this was almost exactly a year ago we spoke.
Correct. And there is a major backlog in cancer referrals and then in treatment. And the problem is we haven't really got the capacity or workforce to be able to catch up with this. And as this study shows from a very reputable group, that if we don't do something about it, we'll have this problem for a decade. So we need to do something about it, and it's not OK.
What's worrying, though, is what we were saying when we were going through the numbers, is even if there are 5% more procedures which take place than before the pandemic, it would still take till 2033. So when you say more needs to be done, what can be done? Because I'm thinking about capacity, jobs in the NHS, funding.
A lot needs to be done, and a lot can be done.
Right.
It doesn't have to be this way. First of all, I think the government and senior NHS have to recognise it's a problem. All we get is, it's not a problem, it'll be all right. We don't need calming. This is a major crisis. Secondly, we need a national plan that's backed by investment. The Comprehensive Spending Review has come up. We need money to do this. And then we also need to do things differently. There are so many frontline solutions out there that can be done to increase that capacity. We can be using the private sector rather than people having to pay themselves to do that. We can expand capacity. Take radiotherapy, for instance. Here we say that that study shows that it will take such a long time. There are solutions there. We could clear some of the surgical backlog. There are treatments, 2 or 5 treatments for prostate cancer. Go back to work the next day. And yet we don't do that. And the bureaucracy needs to be swept aside. We can't use these machines. We're told we can't replace them. 1 in 10 machines are out of date. Why do we just not have them there?
You seem angry.
I'm angry for the patients. It breaks my heart to be here still. I should be at work not having to do this.
If I read you the government statement on this, the Department of Health spokesperson, just going through some of the things you spoke about then, so they say that the NHS is deploying more efficient, innovative ways of working and the latest technology to deliver more appointments and treatments. Is that true?
Yes, they are.
OK, so that's a tick box, is it? So that
There are some things that are being done, yes.
OK. This includes dedicated surgical hubs, ramp up routine surgery. Then you talked about the money there. So people may have heard these numbers before. We provide an extra £5.4 billion to the NHS to respond to COVID-19 over the next 6 months. So £5.4 billion over 6 months.
That's to keep with the COVID issue, and also there's been 1 or 2 billion for all the backlogs. That's the hip replacements, that's the eyes, all the thing. There is no ring-fence money for cancer, and there needs to be. All backlogs are bad, but the cancer one is the most deadly. People are dying, and they don't have to.
Can you? I mean, this is very strong stuff, but can you put a number, a sum of money that would help? I know you say it's a broad range of measures that would help, but money, obviously, is part of that equation.
Absolutely. We know diagnostic radiology, they need another 300 million to replace the machines. Radiotherapy, we've put forward a plan. We only need 850 million. Over 3 years can do so much good. This is a small amount of money to save lives. And if we don't do this, the problem just gets worse and gets more expensive.
If the Health Secretary were watching you now, he might well be just quoting those numbers back at you and saying, well, that's what we are doing. It's like we're caught in you're an expert and we've got a health secretary and they're saying they are doing things. You're saying it could be done differently, it could be done better.
I would say don't listen to the people around you who are telling you it's all OK. Get the professionals in. They have some solutions, some very quick solutions as well, to expand capacity and do things better. We can do this, but if we're stopped from doing it, it's going to get worse.
Very interesting talking to you this morning. Maybe, well, I was going to say maybe we'll speak to you in a year's time.
Yes,
hopefully with a very different picture.
Yeah.
Professor Pat Price, thank you.
Pleasure.